There are so many amazing photos out there by amazing photographers. So how do we use these images in our user interfaces? How do we use imagery in our interfaces? That's what we are going to talk about in this video. Hello everyone, welcome to the Design and Tech Show. This is Shahid Kazmi, your host, and today we are talking about imagery and how to use it in your user interfaces. Well, to just jump in, first way to use imagery is image overlays. So these are mostly found in the hero sections of user interfaces of websites. So what happens is that you paste the entire picture behind the content, so it takes up the entire UI, the entire background, and in front of it is the text, is the headline, and is the call to action button. So that's one way to use it, and it works for most of the pictures, but for some pictures which has got a lot of detail and a lot of contrast, that doesn't work because then it's too noisy, and just separating out and just distinguishing that information from that image becomes very difficult. So what do we do is that we add another layer between the image and the text and all the content of that hero section. So that's how it goes: content, image overlay, and then the image. So and then what do we do is we can either make that overlay black and just reduce the transparency. That way we would be darkening the image and in turn brightening the content, or if the text has to be of color, what we can do is we can make the overlay white and then decrease the opacity. Again, the background would be becoming lighter and the text would be becoming darker, so it would be creating contrast. So that's how you can use image overlays to add contrast and make your sections more visible, yet adding a personality to them and using imagery. Another way can be instead of adding the image overlay, which we would be adding, you can first make the image black and white, because then it would be devoid of any color. You can do that by removing all the saturation, that removes all the colors, and then you can add an overlay on top of it, and then you can make that overlay of a certain color which may be of the brand color, of the brand identity. So just for example, you select this image and you place overlay on top of it, maybe it's orange, and then you add the text on it, which is black. So this way you add the primary color, you add the image, and you add the content. So that's image overlay, and this process is called tinting. One very unique way of using imagery is cropping, and more specifically extreme crop. So what do we do here is that we crop the image, obviously, to its extreme. Like if you take a headshot of a boy, what do you do is you crop it so much that some part of his face is exceeding the layout, like it's not visible, it's being cropped out, and a certain percentage of his face is visible, just enough to make the sense out of it, like it's the face of a boy, and you can just visualize the boy as well. But some of his features like ear or half of his face, they have been cropped out. What this does, it creates a sense of mystery, a sense of tension in your UI, and this adds to the dynamism of your interfaces. So extreme crop is a very latest and modern tool. Like adding and like using this technique makes your website very unique and instantly very professional. I love extreme crop if you have not judged it so far. Another way of using images using crop is soft crop. So what you do is you position the image on one side and the text on the other side with the background color, and you add an overlay between them and make a gradient using between the colors of the background and the color of the image. Or so this way you can transition from that image into that background color, and it looks very smooth, it's very effective, and this is called as soft crop. To make your UI instantly more dynamic, more modern is to unbox that picture. Well, all images are containerized, right? There are two types of image, containerized and immersive. And the immersive images are usually games, but hear me out. Your contained images can be turned into immersive images if you unbox them. What does that mean? Well, take this example. This is the landing page and this is the image placed in it. So this is just, and this looks good, okay? This looks clean, this looks kind of modern, but not unique. So how can we make it unique? We can unbox the picture, and that requires either some more artistic creative skills like the skills of Illustrator or Photoshop. So what we can do is we can remove the background of this model and we can just place the model and then add a background behind her on the UI, and add a certain shadow behind her as well, behind the cropped photo we placed, so that adds to the more realism of that image and doesn't look too much edited. And then we add the text. So this is how we have unboxed this image and made it span out, made it more immersive in the entire UI, making it more dynamic, making more engaging, and just more eye-popping in my opinion. And so this is how you can use those amazing photographs all over the internet in your UI, copyright free of course. And by using these images you can instantly make your designs more better, more immersive, and more dynamic. So that was all for today. Stay tuned for the next videos. This was Shazib Kazmi. I'll catch you in the next one.